Well, this isn't the video I wanted to make today. Sorry, Slash, your birthday video will just have to wait. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Current event time! Reverb announced today that they will be handing the keys of ownership over to Etsy in the following months in exchange for $275 million. Wow, nice job, guys. This leaves me worried, confused, and hopeful because Reverb is a huge part of my business, both as an affiliate partner of and as just a guy that nearly exclusively sells on the platform. Let's take some time to discuss and understand what is happening. First, some history. Reverb.com was first founded 6 years ago in 2013 by a guy named David Kalt. I first started selling with them 5 years ago. Here is my first listing, a 3-pickup Les Paul Custom in Natural. I eventually took a trip to Chicago Music Exchange to sell them that guitar after receiving their offer, which is kind of funny now that I look back. Now, why is that funny? Well, to help you understand why this great site even came about, Kalt sold his online brokerage company called Options Express in 2011 for $1 billion. That's right, billion with a B, netting him a cool $50 million in profit. Instead of calling it quits and retiring like many would dream to do, he decided to pursue his other passion in life, music. He purchased a store in Chicago from a guy called Scott Silver, the Chicago Music Exchange. So yes, the rumors are true. CME and Reverb were owned by the same guy, but they were separate companies that were very close. A better than eBay online gear exchanging site just seemed like a natural thing for Kalt to develop to help the community and, most importantly, his new business, buying and selling instruments. A 3.5% seller's fee versus eBay's then 10% made it a clear choice for many. They shook the market up so much that eBay ended up matching their fee structure for instruments. But by then, it was just too late. Reverb provided a much better way to buy and sell gear. My favorite features of the site were always being able to get a hold of someone via chat, and now their private Reverb shipping protection program really gives me peace of mind when shipping. It was a gear exchanging site ran by people that understood gear. What a novel idea, right? Kalt understood that there was more to a successful shop than just having inventory on the wall or on the website. You need to take care of your customers and provide an experience. In order to do that, he hired videographers and musicians to write articles and make videos about musical instruments, news topics, and more with both of his companies, CME and Reverb. I know from experience that quality videos work to grow a business. I make my living in a very similar way. Now, from a seller standpoint, Reverb started off painstakingly slow. There wasn't a lot of traffic on the site, things didn't sell too fast, but since the fees were lower, you would list there on top of eBay just in case. Reverb has now grown so much that many people complain about deadbeat or uneducated buyers, scammers, and inflated watchers on listings. It has become the go-to place for instruments. Some argue it has gotten too big. So now that we understand the history of Reverb a little bit better, let's talk about the future parent company, Etsy. Etsy is an e-commerce website focused on handmade or vintage items, art, craft supplies, fashion, jewelry, clothing, just a whole bunch of stuff. A boutique eBay, if you will. Kinda sounds familiar, eh? Etsy first started in 2005, based in New York, and are now a publicly traded company. That's right, a big business with shareholders to respond to. They have been friendly with Reverb in the past few years, and Kalt feels this is the right future home for where Reverb can continue to flourish. After all, he did take inspiration from the site at Reverb's inception. He says he wouldn't want anyone else to take the reins. As of now, Etsy's intention with Reverb are to keep it a standalone business. No, your Reverb shop isn't going to now become an Etsy shop. And Etsy isn't new to this business either. They won't destroy Reverb overnight, right? After all, they've been bringing buyers and sellers together worldwide for quite some time now, so Reverb should be in good hands and stands to continue to grow. However, in times of change, it is natural to have some concerns, especially when there are no public answers. So now let's talk about the worries I have with this acquisition. In just a few hours since it has been released, I've seen mixed feelings being posted about it online, so let's start with the big one: fees. Nowhere in the press release did they state anything about the fees not changing. I wouldn't really expect him to talk about it either. Currently, Reverb still charges their initial 3.5% with a variable 2.5% plus 25-cent processing fee for preferred sellers that use Reverb payments. If you're not a preferred seller, it's 2.7%, or if the buyer uses PayPal, it's 2.9% plus 30 cents. With Reverb being the payment processor on most of their sales, this also gave them the final say in disputes, outside of a credit card chargeback claim anyways. Now, Etsy charges a 20-cent fee for just listing your item, with a 5% seller's fee and a 3% plus 25-cent transaction fee. This is clearly higher than Reverb's structure at this time. However, Reverb also has a bump program that sellers can choose to pay an extra percentage of the sales price in exchange for more exposure on the site. This can kind of help make up for their lower selling fees. I'm not sure if Etsy has something like that or not. It will be interesting to see if the whole Reverb payments program gets canceled or expanded upon into the Etsy side of the business, as well as seeing if the base fee gets changed for Reverb. You can sleep with some comfort though, because remember, eBay offers a matching 3.5% fee for musical instruments. But who knows? Maybe eBay and Reverb under new ownership might collaborate and match Etsy's 5% for instruments now. This next topic probably isn't something most viewers are worried about or would even think of. But did you know that Reverb actually helps directly support my show? Every time you click one of my Reverb links in the video descriptions for a Wyron or a review and demo episode, Reverb will track your purchases on the site for 1 week and provide me a 1% commission on any sale, not just the item that I linked you to. It costs you nothing to help support me while buying what you'd already buy, and I advertise Reverb organically in exchange. Reverb does help me make content and makes my life a lot easier. eBay's partner program offers a higher percentage rate, but only tracks purchases for 24 hours. My paycheck from Reverb is much greater than eBay's. I was scared a bigger company like Etsy might have a similar program, but I was pleased to find that they have a 2 to 4% commission rate with a 30-day cookie tracking system. That's the big thing right there. This calms my worries because even if we do see an increase in fees or a change in affiliate programs, it might balance itself out, for me anyways, and not affect my show and other people who advertise for Reverb. But here's a big one. Reverb is no longer run by musicians. Now, that's not entirely true. At this time, most of the Reverb staff seems excited about this acquisition. Or at least that's how it's written in the emails. A relatively small company being bought out by a larger company can sometimes lead to great things since they can fix issues that they've already personally experienced in the past and bring that site towards faster growth. It can also lead to staff changes, but it seems many of the same people will still be making the site run. Will the video styles change or be discontinued? Might we get different articles written? Yeah, that's all up in the air at this point. But as long as they still police the site for scams, provide great customer service, and keep the access to a customer service agent in a chat bubble, I think we're gonna be safe. But now it's like a couple that's been together for a long time, breaking up, and everybody's just shocked about it because you always thought they would be together forever. CME and Reverb is that couple. This news was shocking because David Kalt, he's still in the musical instrument business and is directly affected by any changes that might occur within the site. It's not turnkey, yeah, do whatever you want with it, I don't care. He's still gonna be affected by this. I don't think he would just sell this to anyone if he thought they were going to destroy it. Etsy must have a great plan for Reverb. However, CME and Reverb have gone hand in hand for quite some time, And I'm pretty sure CME helps Reverb out with some of their operations when it comes to their restock shop. I'm curious to see if CME will now start producing more video content or if Reverb will undergo a stylistic change since both of their sites are rather similar looking. An updated layout in the future maybe? We can hypothesize things all day long about what might change, but why did this even happen? This is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while now, but it just didn't seem appropriate. So why would Kalt sell Reverb? A growing, money-making machine that directly affects his business too. The first thing that came to my mind was something that is affecting online selling sites everywhere and giving me quite a headache thinking about it. Marketplace facilitator laws have recently gone into effect in many states that hold sites like eBay, Etsy, Reverb, and Amazon accountable for collecting state sales tax on behalf of the sellers that use their platform. This means when you sell to a marketplace facilitator state buyer, Reverb has to collect and remit sales tax on your behalf. That might not sound like a huge deal, taxes at a store are nothing new, but this is something new and devastating for private sellers and individuals, especially for expensive used and vintage instruments. Now, Joe can no longer sell Billy his guitar for the agreed upon price. A tax has to be charged on top of that for this used instrument. When it's a $3,500 Les Paul Custom, that tax is around $250 extra that usually comes as a surprise to the buyer. Now, Reverb does have this little asterisk right here that tells you sales tax might be involved, but that really needs to change to yes, it is involved in this purchase or it's not. I can't tell you how many deals have been killed because of this surprise fee to many people. So this is going to kill more agreements until people are more educated on them. But the big picture here is this is going to lead to more backdoor deals. Not only will people be cutting out the sales tax, but they're also going to be cutting out Reverb's commissions from the sales too. Or the buyer might try to negotiate a further 7% discount off from the seller, but they're not going to be able to offer that, so the deal won't happen anyways. This is essentially de-evolving the system that eBay and Reverb have built of buyer protection and seller protection. People will go back to the private sales, guitar shows, or checks in the mail, or just PayPal direct. I definitely see this as a huge bump in the road towards the growth of Reverb and a potential headache for the Etsy to now overcome. So whether this is the exact reason he decided to sell or not, we'll never know. It is all just speculation at this point. But I would love to hear your thoughts and comments, worries and hopes in the comments section. Sometimes just talking it out makes you feel better. But that's all I have to tell you guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.